All right, Rob. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Of course, tomorrow night the Ravens play at the Chiefs in Kansas City tomorrow. That'll open up the season. And then Friday in Brazil, the Packers and the Eagles play. And my goodness, I don't like the Eagles' attitude. I mean, you had A.J. Brown complaining about a week ago about how they've been told they can't go anywhere and all that. And then you had Devontae Smith. He was asked about it. He said no comment. And now Darius Slay has said this.
Week 1, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But, man, I do not want to go to Brazil. You want to know why? I'm here to tell you why. They already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do too much going on because the crime rate is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us somewhere with the crime rate this high? And, like, we got the country. So, the first thing people think is, like, something terrible can possibly happen. I told my family, do not come down there because, like, I'm not going to be nowhere to be found. Really, I'm going to be in a hotel chilling, minding my business.
I'm going to say this, Rob. And I know I just said, I don't like their attitude. And all I'm saying is this. I want them to just focus on the game. What Darius Slay said, I'm not going to kill him for that. Because the NFL probably did go there and be like, man, look, you can't, it's very dangerous here. You cannot leave the hotel without security or it sounds like they scared the players and told them all this stuff. So he's just saying what he's been told. All right. I'm sure they heard, Rob, they heard Brazil and oh, wow, that's going to be great. And now they're being told you can't leave. You can't, do this and do that. But what I'm saying is we've heard, and maybe they're just being asked about it and giving their honest opinion. But the best thing for the Eagles, Rob, is to they should be excited about week 1. They ended last season losing 6 of their last 7 games. They completely fell apart. They clearly were in what I've called a supernatural funk, or you can call it the Super Bowl hangover, whatever you want to. But now they got Saquon Barkley. They've got 2 new coordinators, offensive and defensive. They've got, a chance to erase that memory from last season when it ended so badly. So I'm just saying they need to be focused on this game and starting the season out well, because they do play a tough team, the Green Bay Packers, and focus on that instead of being upset about going to Brazil and you're not going to be able to do this and that. Because, Rob, these are all world-class athletes. And the difference between teams is minuscule. And that little bit of distraction, that little bit of, anger, and you're not happy to be here, you're not excited, that can be enough for you to lose a game. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to kill these dudes for basically probably repeating what they've been told by the NFL security and all that.
I'm with Darius Slay 100%, Chris. I just think to put those players in an unsafe circumstance is just once again, how are you supposed to feel, Chris, if you bought tickets to a vacation somewhere, you just went to Bali, but right? Then you go
Bali.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If they told you you can't go anywhere, just stay in your hotel room, you can't leave, you would ask for your money back. You would not go on that vacation. You just wouldn't. No one in their right mind. And when you go to a foreign country, it's scary, okay? Because those guys are targets, Chris. They're millionaires. They have money. They're targets. And everybody knows exactly.
Right, the NFL's telling them, watch your back.
Okay, so and Darius Slay, I'm not mad at him. My family's not coming. I don't want my family here. Right. They're barely telling me I'm safe here. I mean, like really. Chris, I get it. You want to grow the game. It's great. Brazil. I've been to Brazil. When I was there, they told me not to wear a wristwatch.
Well,
right?
Yeah, remember, one player said they told him not to wear green anywhere. Then he backtracked, but they said
Josh Jacobs, right?
Yeah.
That what they say? Was that is that a gang color or something down there
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever?
what it was supposedly. Yeah,
I mean,
related to.
Chris, I remember when I went to Brazil, and they were like, if you're wearing a wristwatch, they know you're a foreigner. You know what I mean? Like because they don't wear watches.
Right.
And they had all these other kids who were, displaced from their homes, so their parents threw them out because they couldn't feed them. They were living in the subways or under caves and all this kind of stuff. It was crazy. And all I'm saying is the NFL should rethink doing these international if it's not safe.
It's in a right.
If it's not safe, that's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like when they went, imagine LeBron and them going right to the Olympics and they told them don't go out in Paris. You know what I mean? Like really? Like you would be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that's why I said I'm not gonna kill these guys for saying what they're saying. I do want them to focus. And look, I'm picking the Packers to get to the Super Bowl. So it's not a rooting interest here. I'm just saying the best thing for the Eagles to do is try to block all that out. It's a business trip. We're here to play football. But it is unfortunate, Rob, because you do look at if you are an NFL team or any professional league and they're sending you out of the country.
Yep.
You get that, yes, it's this day we got a game. These few days we're going to practice and we're going to have to be focused on the game. But, Rob, you also look at it like it's a chance for me to, you know what I mean? It's to see a different country and so on and so forth.
Chris, you want to experience it.
Right,
like everybody's not a world traveler.
Right.
That might be their only chance to go to Brazil. It might be. Like,
yep.
As a guy like myself who's been to every continent and I travel abroad, Chris, you got to be careful when you make these trips. You know that. Yep. And those guys are targets. Their body size, what they look like. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt when they see these guys in the street who they are. They don't look like the average Brazilian citizens.
And they probably, the way they're dressed.
Right.
I mean, if they're wearing jewelry
or watch.
Chains. Right. No, you're right. I agree with you that the NFL needs to rethink it. There was some talk that they were it's too late now, I imagine, but that they were at least thinking about maybe changing it. But yeah,
as they go forward, they got to be careful. Like, you want to grow the game everywhere, Chris. I get all that. I'm not naive, but man, you got to be careful. You cannot, God forbid, something happens in one of these places. You know what I mean? And players have a right. Like the family thing. I think that's real by Darius Slay.
Definitely
right?
smart. No,
I don't think that's like your grandstanding. Can you imagine you and your wife and kids go down there, Chris, and God forbid something happen? You would hate yourself.
Yep, no question about it. And the NFL, like you said, we know they want to grow the game, but you cannot put money, and I know this will sound naive or Pollyannish or whatever,
right.
But, Rob, they keep putting money ahead of the players.
They do.
We see it with the push. First, they got the 17th game. There's still talk that they eventually won an 18th game.
They'll get it, too, because the players will cave.
They'll take, And this, traveling to places that might not be safe. And Darius Slay walked it back. But I get, he got some backlash because people were like, he's saying, Brazil wasn't safe and all that stuff. He's just repeating what he's heard from the NFL.
No. He didn't get that from by himself, Chris.
He ain't studied looking that up and seeing all that stuff.
And then the people in Brazil are mad because, hey, if you're the commissioner of tourism, what do they call that person? Is it the person who's in charge of tourism for the country? You think that they want that the NFL saying, like, don't go to Brazil and don't go outside? You know what I mean? Like that. That ain't selling no tickets.
Right. Well, it's interesting, Rob. When my wife and I went to Jamaica a couple years ago, and Jamaica, they talk about watch your back,
careful,
it's
right?
Dangerous. And we went on some tours off the resort, and we were talking to the people about that, and these are Jamaicans, and they were like, well, we could think that about America with all those mass shootings, and stuff, and unfortunately,
which they don't.
Another one today. At a high school. So prayers go out to that, the families of those.
Chris, the shooter was reportedly 14 years old.
It's just
horrible.
So it's relative, but yeah, I'm with you. I get it. The NFL has to look at these situations and really protect itself and the players. And I'm just saying the Eagles need to focus on the game. But it's a tough situation. It's tough to do that sometimes if you really are worried about your safety.